Welcome to our usual hovers. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today we're going to play for the game Metanoia, which is by the same developers as Hello. My name is Zach. When a blackout after a recent attack leaves us institutionalized, we find ourselves under the unsettling care of Dr. Rose, who seems hell-bent on keeping us under his watch. I've been stuck in this place for a few weeks now. This guy, Dr. Rose, has been working with me after I was attacked heading home. I don't remember it very clearly, but what I can remember is a sharp pain in my neck, everything going dark, and waking up in the hospital. I've been having severe anxiety lately, and it's gotten to the point where I blacked out a few times. I guess the last straw was when the police found me about to jump off of a building after one of those blackouts. After a 72-hour hold, I ended up in this fancy-smancy residential treatment facility. Dr. Rose is nice, and his English accent is nice to listen to, but sometimes it feels like he watches me for longer than necessary. I feel like I'm being observed under a microscope when he's around. Maybe it's just because of how vivid his eyes are, or maybe it's because he's a bit creepy like the guy from Chucky, you know, the therapist. Dr. Foley, that's who it was, right? From Court of Chucky. Dr. Rose, are you actually Dr. Foley? Or maybe he's just unsettling. It's good to see you again. I'm pleased that you've been making an effort to arrive on time to your appointments. I really appreciate it. Are you still dealing with the nightmares? Yeah. Why don't you tell me about them? It's the same as always. I tried to leave here, and I always wind up back in my room. Wait, what was it they're not nightmares? What was we are legitimately trying to escape, and we keep getting drugged and brought back? Although sometimes it feels like I'm paralyzed and being stared at. It's freaky, to be honest. Yeah, that does sound pretty freaky. I'm spooked by sleep paralysis too. Doctor, that does not really instill me with an air of confidence about you. Huh, nice to know I'm not the only one with the sleep paralysis demon. That's the reason I can't take too much. How do I pronounce that? Diphenhydramine? A very complicated drug. I owe the Had Man money, and I don't want to see him. I do like it when Rose is a little goofier with me. Makes him feel less off-putting. Are there any details that stand out to you, aside from your sleep paralysis demon? Roses, I guess. The walls are covered in them. The doors are blocked by huge patches of them. Stuff like that. I hope that doesn't say anything about me. It probably does, you weirdo. I suppose the question now becomes, what compels you to try to leave here? I want out. I'm sick of feeling crazy. You aren't crazy. But being here makes me feel crazy. You aren't, I assure you. You've been having trouble coping with life outside these walls. And after your attack, how could you not? Anyone in your position would be struggling to process what happened. That does not make you crazy. If I'm not crazy, then why can't I leave? We just want to keep you under observation for a bit longer, love. Love, huh? Bit informal there. Can I be honest? No, what do we want? The food here probably does suck. I mean, it does in most places. The meds maybe want to throw up, or you've been living in my head rent-free. Wait, can we romance our doctor? Okay, you know I have to try this one. You've been living in my head rent-free for the last couple of weeks, and it's driving me nuts. What? I know, it's weird, but I needed to get it off my chest. Wait, are you saying you like me? I mean, I probably shouldn't if you're my doctor and all, but, yeah, I think I am. I don't know if it's a crush or just weird projection of feelings onto you. It's not uncommon for patients to develop feelings for their doctors or nurses. I know. I've heard of Florence Nightingale. Maybe that's why I feel so crazy here. It's not crazy to experience feelings of attraction to someone. But you're always on my mind. And apparently you've even invaded my nightmares. Infatuation is like that. But it doesn't make you crazy. It just makes you human. Okay, we could backtrack. We probably should, but let's face it, we're committed now. What if it's more than infatuation? Are you serious? I am. What am I to do with you? Really, you ought to be more judicious when you make confessions like these. What do you mean? You can't just go around telling every psychiatrist that you're in love with them. I don't tell every psychiatrist that. I've only told you. Then, do you plan to take responsibility? I beg your pardon? I'll have you begging for more than that, if you're serious. Well, that escalated quickly. I'll have you know I've never begged a day in my life. Except when monsters want to kill me. Whoa, slow down, Doct. Alistair. Huh? That's my name. My first name, I mean. Alistair. I like it. I could get used to hearing you use my name like that. But isn't there, like, an ethical worry? I'd rather not think about ethics, if I'm being honest with you. You're not the only one who has found themselves drawn to someone they shouldn't be. It's not nice to make fun of people like that, Alistair. I'm not making fun, Meek. I'm quite serious. Are you not worried about the power imbalance? You're always free to say no to anything that happens between us. And yet I'm not free to leave. That's a kind of questionable morality you've got there. I would only ask that you stay by my side. How can I do that when I'm stuck here, though? Rest assured, my love, I have ways of whisking you away from here. And how can we stay together after that? This could completely trash your career. It's very sweet of you to worry, but you don't need to. I can take care of everything. Wait, what? I've loved you from the moment I first laid eyes on you. And to think that you feel the same way about me. It's all I could ever hoped. What are you saying? Paperwork is so easy to falsify after all. Alistair, you're starting to freak me out. I'm afraid, Meek, we've already committed. We're just gonna have to go for it. Sorry about that, love. I just mean to say that I'll find a way. You're worth it after all. Hey, you can't just say stuff like that and expect me to be normal about it. Who said I expect you to be normal? I love you exactly as you are, Meek. You promise? You won't just leave me alone once I'm out of here? I promise. I would never abandon you like that. Others might, but not me. You swear it? I swear it. If it isn't too presumptuous, may I kiss you? We're already in too deep. I feel like we should just go and be, creepy obsessed people together. To my surprise, He really does lean in to kiss me. It's tender and sweet, but I can taste the desperation on his tongue. Part of me wonders how long he's wanted this. His lips are softer than I thought they'd be, and I didn't expect him to be so prone to nipping. There's a voice in my head telling me that says this isn't how things should be, but the longer our lips are pressed together, the less I care. Leave it all to me, love. I'll take care of you. To my annoyance, he pulls away briefly to whisper reassurances in my ear, but he's quick to get back to kissing me, like a man dying of thirst. He promised me the moon, and I believe him. Maybe I am crazy, but it's a lovely kind of insanity, so I can accept it. Good end. Secret sealed with a kiss. Well, I've now romanced Dr. Foley. Do you think it would change the ending if we refused to kiss him? I'm curious. I understand. You're sure? I told you, Meek. You can always say no to anything we do together. I don't mind waiting for you to be ready to take that step, as long as you're comfortable. Okay, that is rather sweet for a creepy, obsessed therapist. True to his word, he doesn't pressure me. Really? You have no idea how happy I am. It's a bit jarring. What is love? Just having these feelings actually reciprocated. In my defense, you're not only ridiculously attractive, but you're also charming and engaging. Are you sure you're talking about me, Alistair? Only you could captivate me like this. So, does this mean I get to go home? I do want to keep an eye on you for just a bit longer. Can you hold out until your medications have stabilized? I suppose. It won't be too much longer, love. Don't worry. In the meantime, perhaps you can start coming up with some ideas for a proper first date. Alistair Rose is by far the strangest man I've ever met. I know on some level that this isn't right, but I'm past the point of caring. If this unstable doctor wants to love me, then I'll let him. Good end? A caged bird lured with promises of freedom. Oh, so there technically is a different end. I just like the fact that when we end up with a doctor, it's always questionable if it is a good end or not. Alright then, let's try and backtrack instead of saying that we're in love with him. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. It's quite alright. I'm not in the business of judging others. I hope this doesn't make things awkward. Even if it did, it's important to be able to move beyond a bit of awkwardness. Yeah, but I don't want you to think I'm weird, who catches feelings for their psychiatrist in Grippy Sock Jail. Grippy Sock Jail? That's a good one. It makes sense though. I can't leave, and I have more grippy socks than I know what to do with now. You do get to keep those when you go home, you know. Oh, goody. My sock drawer runneth over. Honestly, your sense of humour really is something. If I don't crack jokes at my own expense, the universe will do it for me. I suppose there is some truth to that, although it does smack of grim resignation. Is it grim resignation, or acceptance of my life being a disaster? I wouldn't call your life a disaster. You've had a rough patch, but you're tough, Meek. Give yourself some grace. I suppose it's hard to see how my life isn't a disaster, given everything that's happened to me recently, you know? That's why you have people in your life who can look at it objectively and steer you on the right path. Oh, like you perhaps. I don't trust your judgment, Betty. You mean I have you? You have people who love you and care about you. Don't be so quick to discount them. The truth is, I haven't told them about what happened. I don't want to burden them. The people who cherish you will not find it to be a burden. But what if they do? What if it's too much for them? What if... Go on. It's all right. What if I'm too much? I can empathize with that feeling. It's important to take a moment to ask yourself if what you're feeling is the result of a distorted perception, though. I mean, it's my emotional damage. I shouldn't make it their problem. We aren't meant to bear such things alone. A burden shared is a burden halved, or so the saying goes. I'm scared. What scares you? These days, everything. What's really scaring you, love? Being alone. I know, it sounds like a goddamn child, but... The fear of being abandoned or alone is completely understandable. It's not childish at all. Maybe this is why I like you. You listen. You don't make me feel like I'm wrong for feeling one way or another. That, and he's so obsessed with us he never leaves us alone. That's what I'm here for, love. Can we just pretend this conversation didn't happen? We cannot. It is important to take accountability for the things we say. There isn't a way to delete messages outside of messenger apps, you know? I mean, there is. It just requires a lot of brute force trauma. I know. I just don't want you to look at me differently. Love, nothing is going to change how I see you. Really? You're radiant. Anyone can see it. Dr. Rose? Can you take me back to my room now? I've already told you about the infatuation. We don't need to go that path again. Certainly. Before we conclude, would you please take this? Huh? Oh, please be a doll. It would just make me so happy. It's a medication that should help keep you calm throughout the day. The hope is that it will help you with your anxiety. Okay, medication makes a lot more sense. I was just desiring the Chucky reference. It might make you feel a bit dizzy for a while, but it gets particularly bad. Let me know immediately. Easy enough. I take the pill he hands me and swallow it without a second thought. When you say dizzy, how dizzy are we talking? Well, it varies, but the worst reaction I've seen has been fainting spells here and there. Oh, hooray! Now we can add concussions to my list of things that are wrong with me. You know, I really probably should have took the medication after I was lying down, right? Hey now, fainting spells aren't a guarantee. Although I feel I should warn you, it may affect your memory a bit, and you may feel disorientated. If you start having problems with it, please let me know right away, okay? Sounds fair. I'll give him credit. He is a perfect gentleman the entire time that he walks me to my room. Alright, here we are, safe and sound. Thanks. Those meds kicking in? I think so. I'm gonna lay down. Of course. I'll have someone wake you up when it's time for dinner, alright? I can't keep my eyes open. As soon as my head makes contact with the soft pillow, I'm already mostly asleep. Sweet dreams, love. I'll see you soon. Neutral ending. Hollow. I guess that's when we remain in this facility for quite a while then, huh? You know what? Getting the new medication feels like the perfect segue. The meds you put me on make me want to throw up. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll see what I can do about making sure you can have something your stomach can handle. This really is for your safety, you know. I just want to help you. You say that like a few gaps in my memory are going to incapacitate me completely. It's not that. It's the blackouts that have me worried for you. I can handle them. Can you? You tried to bite one of the nurses the other day, you know? That's generally not behaviour that flies outside of here. Are you saying it flies in here? It doesn't really fly in here either. You were sedated afterward, remember? How could I forget? Nurse Kelly still won't come near me. I have no memory of such an event. Cheeky. Whilst that it is charming, it doesn't address the real problem. That said, your sharp wit does make your company quite enjoyable. What? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but this is kind of freaking me out. I just mean that you're fun to talk to. You're very vivacious, which is a good thing. You can't just hold me hostage like this. Psych world, because you like me. What are you on about? You're not being held hostage, love. As I've explained, you're under observation. It's only until we can be certain you aren't a danger to yourself or others. Then what was with that comment? You're agitated. I apologize. No crap, I'm agitated. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said any of that. It was unprofessional. You know what? You're right. You shouldn't have said it. With all of that being said, it's clear that you aren't ready for discharge yet. What are you playing at? I just want to be sure that you're safe and stable before we let you go. I am safe, and I'm stable. You just became agitated very suddenly. Is that really the behaviour of someone who's genuinely stable? But to be fair, my therapist did just flirt with me. I feel like that's reason enough to be agitated. I guess it isn't. Talk me through what you're feeling right now. Look, it just came off as you holding me here because you like me. It made me feel anxious. I'm sorry. I thought you might appreciate me being more candid with you. Look, I think it caught me off guard. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get snippy with you. I get it, but I do feel like this proves my point. Is it just me or we just manipulated there? We were definitely not in the wrong. He might be right. I need to chill out. I'm sorry. Being here is more stressful than you'd think. I appreciate the honesty. I do understand how an unfamiliar environment can be stressful. Since we're being so very honest with one another, I suppose I may as well tell you. The truth is, I really don't have any plans for letting you leave me. Oh, well there's your psychotic side. You are awfully close, buddy. Don't worry. I'll make sure we can be together, love. I'll smuggle you out if I have to. I'm sure you'll come to love me just as much as I love you. Won't you? He's making me nod my head. This goddamn freak! We have all the time in the world. As long as you're here, we can keep trying. Let's get you back to your room. We can continue our chat tomorrow. And the day after, if need be. As many days as it takes for you to fall into my arms and stay there. Sweet dreams, my love. Button, fractured daydream. So it does get the impression then that our nightmares were literally our attempts to escape and him drugging us, right? Well, okay then, since you're obsessed with the stain here, How about I just lodge a complaint about the food? The food here sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll see what I can do about making sure you can have something your stomach can handle. This really is for your safety, you know. I just want to help you. Oh, wait. Does this give me the same response as the medication? I did click on the food, right? Okay, so there's no difference between saying the food sucks or the medication turns our stomach. So I'm guessing our last ending must be if we act calmly about what he's been saying to us. Forget it. Let's just get this appointment over with so I can leave. Again with the leaving. I told you, you aren't yet ready to be discharged. I just want to go back to my room. This conversation has left a weird taste in my mouth. Fine. I want you to take this medication first, though. You've been very stressed today, and these should help you relax. I swallowed the meds he handed me. Anything to get back to my room faster. I really do apologize for upsetting you. That wasn't my intent at all. It would be weird if you did mean to. Isn't your job to do the literal opposite? Fair enough. That said, it's more like I help you come up with coping methods to handle your trauma. Since I'm playing two roles as both your psychiatrist and therapist here, that means I'm trying to help through a combination of medication and dialectical behaviour therapy. Which is what these meetings are about, right? Correct. I really am sorry for snapping like that. Oh, I know, love. Don't worry. I'm tougher than I look. No harm done. If you say so. May I go back to my room now? Of course. Let me escort you. I go to stand up, but everything suddenly feels really off. Ah, I forgot to mention, love. Those meds will make you feel a bit woozy. Wait, hold on. Oh dear, are you quite alright? I need to get away from him, but my legs feel like pudding. Here, let me. I'll take care of you. I'm your doctor after all. It took quite a bit of work to bring you here, you know. I had to figure out just the right dosage for you, just from what I could remember of you in that coffee shop. What is this freak saying? Is he... Ah, don't you worry. You won't remember any of this ugliness. Wait, hold on. Is he gonna end up being the guy that attacked me on the way home that started this all? I mean, he clearly knew us before we came to the hospital, right? Soon, it'll be nothing more than a bad dream you can tell me about. And I'll be there to patiently listen to you and soothe those anxieties away. Let go! It's a shame though, really. I would love to tell you about how you captivated me from the start. Perhaps another time, when you're more receptive. Damn! I can't keep my eyes open. Just close your eyes and let me handle everything from now on. Those nightmares of yours will become the sweetest dreams of me soon enough. I promise. So we found our last bad end. No salvation in the truth. Do you know what ending I think would be awesome? If we could have had the one where we don't trust Alistair, and so then we don't actually take the drugs, like we hide them under our tongue or something. And then we could have tried to make like a break for it when he went all creepy. That would have been cool. If you enjoyed that playthrough, I'd really appreciate you could like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, you're a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.